You cannot create the life of someone you don't yet believe yourself to be. Now that's Peter Crone. Now what does that mean? You cannot create the life of someone you don't yet believe yourself to be. So for me, what that means to me is identity. It's what we align with, who we are. So if we want to be this other version of ourselves, but we have no belief behind it, how can we actually be that person? And then it goes back to, we master our mindset, we master our life. So we don't believe that we are this person that we envision, that we see as this person that is healthy, is got vitality, energy, is confident, is disciplined, knows how to emotionally regulate, knows how to have equanimity when the situation calls for one person not to elevate their emotions to match the other person. Can we be calm in that? It's definitely something to reach for and look for. And belief is created in what we do on a day-to-day basis and how we prepare. How we prepare for the world. On Saturday, just this past Saturday, I watched a live event of this free climber named Alex, which is the only person in the world that's ever climbed El Capitan in Yellowstone, which is like this insane climb, free climbing. Then he's like, all right, now I want to climb Taipei, which is this beautiful building in Taiwan that's magnificently built, and it's 101 stories. And he wants to climb this building like Spider-Man all the way up to the top without any parachute, without any safety net, nothing. It's just him and the building. He's going to get all the way to the top, get to the very, very top like King Kong, and bang his chest as the only person in the world that could do something like this and then actually complete it. And it just put me in awe to see a person on that scale, in that environment, surrounded by people, the people of Taiwan, the people watching all over the world, watching him just climb this story by story and be able to get around, not getting into his head. And I asked myself, I'm like, how could somebody do that? How could somebody do that? Because he believed in who he was. And he did that with preparedness. So a lot of his training, because there were some parts of the building where he had to, like, his hands had to be wide, and he had to widen his hand grip and grab the sides to pull himself up. And so instead of doing regular pull-ups on the pull-up bar, on the side of his pull-up, on the side of his squat rack, his pull-up rack, he measured it out to where that was the length of the building, where he was going to have to grab and pull himself up, and 100 of those pull-ups every single day. And so mental resilience of what he was doing, that was just a rehearsal, and that was just giving him the confidence that he would have the strength to persevere and push through. So when all the lights are on him, because he prepared so much, remember that old adage, 10,000 shots to make one? So it's all the stuff that you do in the dark that's going to produce what we see in the light. So it's everything that we're doing in the darkness, and that's what he was doing. So when Alex was able to get up and go from story to story and eventually make it all the way to the top, and everybody gasping for air watching him do this as calm as I've seen anybody do this, like getting up. He was like 20 stories up. There's people in this glass building looking at him, taking pictures, selfies, all kinds of stuff. And we're just like, and he's just waving back to them, making sure his hands were wiped off. He was, making sure he was putting his climbing powder on. He's cleaning off these shoes that are specially made for free climbers, making sure he's wiping off the dirt. And it was just, everybody was just like, how is he so calm? He was listening to his music, Tool, while he was climbing the building. And it just nothing took him out from what the objective was, and was climb 101 stories, get to the top of this building, be the only person on planet Earth, in the universe, wherever, that could do this. And now he did it. And he did it because he believed in who he was as a person. And that's was his identity. That's who he is. He's a free climber. But he does this with preparedness. And then that builds up on our ultimate trait of confidence. And so when we have confidence, you will see it. No matter, you'll see it. If you've done this so many times that you could do it in your sleep, when you're on the big stage, you're going to perform. So it's what we do on a day-to-day basis that's going to bring out the best of us when it's time for us to compete, when it's time for us to be on the big stage. And it's not just in sports. It's parenting. It's being the best brother. It's being the best spouse. When it's time, you doing this, doing the reps and reps and reps. Remember, the mother of all skills is repetition. Get your reps in. Get your repness. Do the monotonous. Do it day after day after day. Get your 10,000 steps in every single day for an entire year. And we have now run 70 marathons. Some people only run one marathon in their entire life. But we're doing this 10,000 steps every single day. So it's going to pay dividends. You're going to do these things, and it's going to increase your BDNF strength, your brain derived neurotrophic factor. It's going to increase that, your cognitive functioning, your overall, like, we do hard. That's well, all that is it's a protein that promotes the support and increases the neurons in your brain. So neuroplasticity, it's going beyond, and it's building that. Your brain is a muscle, and we're building that up, and you're strengthening that. Every time you do something hard in the darkness, when it's time to come to the light, you're going to see it. It's going to reveal itself because you put in the work. So you have to start with you, believe in you, and you do this on a day-to-day basis. And you get up no matter what the weather is. You get up no matter what's going on. Your mind is greater than your feelings. Get out of the bed. Put your feet on the ground. Get after your non-negotiables. Attack the day. Dominate the day. Be grateful for what is so you can move towards what could be. And just imagine this person that you are today, which is your 1% better than yesterday, by doing 10% more today. So that's your mentality. And it all comes back to you believing in you. Because who else is going to do it? It all comes back to us and what we feel in our hearts and what we know. And what we know is what we can control. I focus on what I can control. And what I can control is my steps and where I go and where I move and the energy that I bring to the conversations, to the people that I meet, the inspiration that you can be, the light that you could be for somebody else, the beacon in their darkest days to help them rise up and become this and continue to go two more, dos más. That's just where I'm at. That's what I wanted to share with everybody. I was just really inspired by Alex's climb and believing who he was, and he was able to achieve it. And like if one person can do, another person can do. And I really believe that. So We all have it. We all have it inside of us. And it just goes back to whoever prepares the most will be ready for their time when it's time to be revealed, when it's time to remove the curtain and take your shot. All right. Be inspired to inspire others. Stick the path.